Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about massive news of quants being mentioned in a number of CBDC papers. So before we talk about the main stories today, I'd like to show you a clip featuring the Quant CEO Gilbert Verdian going into detail and providing insights in regards to how Quant could be at the center of the global financial transformation.
This is a large era of transformation, and as an industry, we're all working towards the same goal, and it's really enabling the implementation of digital assets within the financial system and other systems as well, like healthcare, trade finance, supply chain, etc. What we need to do as an industry is work and collaborate to make this happen. You can't have one single person, one single company, or one single organization, like a university, for example, bringing this about. It's a joint effort. And so we as a company and personally as well have been involved by giving back and contributing to various initiatives, including standards through ISO. We're doing protocols with MIT and IATF and also trade bodies and industry bodies like Digital Pound Foundation.
So the Quant team are at the center of a number of exciting developments around the world, most notably within the financial sphere. So the Quant team have actually come forward and provided some insights in regards to its innovations, most notably Overledger. So there's been some arguments about the potential limitations surrounding Overledger, especially about the risk of Overledger being at risk of being hackable. However, the Quant team have actually come forward and detailed as to how when blockchains are locked and plugged into Overledger, there isn't a single point of attack, where the keys synonymous with the blockchains connected to Overledger are private. So this means that when information is sent through Overledger through these blockchains, even though the blockchains are incorporated and part of Overledger, these datasets can't be observed. So this means that there's no risk, or a very low risk, of information being hacked or stolen even when they pass through Overledger at a given time. So this is the main reason as to why some organizations have actually incorporated Overledger into their offerings, most notably the Amazon AWS, which is a software cloud infrastructure put forward and created by Amazon. So with the likes of Amazon, world-renowned organizations like Amazon taking on and harnessing the benefits of Overledger, it makes abundant sense as to why more institutions, especially within the financial sector, may choose to leverage and incorporate Quant's use cases, including Overledger, into their infrastructure. So I'd like to also show you a diagram, a graphic really, which goes into some depth about the innate qualities and features connected to Quant and Quant's use cases. So the graphic actually indicates to a number of key features and overviews of the layers, the blockchain layers of Quant, where there's 4 blockchain layers connected to Quant, and they are the transaction layer, filter and ordering layer, the application layer, and the messaging layer. So in terms of the transaction layer, this means the transactions native to specific blockchains can be authorized and transported through Quant's innovations, most notably Overledger. And this is coupled with the filtering and ordering layer, where this component of Quant's use cases involves the ability to extract, filter and order messages from transaction data. And also we've got the application layer. So the application layer involves updates to the state of apps present on specific blockchains, and datasets and other features associated with apps being able to be transported to other blockchains through the usage of Quant's use cases, most notably Overledger. So this indicates how versatile Quant's offerings are and how it's very attractive for a number of industries, most notably the blockchain industry, to harness the innovation. So we've got the last layer of blockchain utility attached to Quant, which involves the messaging layer. So the messaging layer is a logical layer retrieving information from ledgers, including transaction data, smart contracts, and metadata. So with all of these layers attached to and compounded, which in turn leads to the seamlessness of Quant's offerings, this means that Quant is at the center of so many different innovations and protocols within the DLT realm. So this infographic is a very effective way of summarizing the innate qualities attached to Quant and what this means for the utility of Quant and the benefits Quant's network provides. So as well as the benefits and the intrinsic features associated with Quant is at the centre of a number of exciting initiatives around the world, most notably within the financial sector. So in a report put together by Juniper Research actually conducted a study observing and indicating the benefits and the implications surrounding blockchain technology, where in a report entitled Blockchain to Facilitate $10 billion worth of savings globally in cross-border payments as operational efficiencies take effect. So again, the report went into detail surrounding how DLT will be at the center of cross-border payments and how DLT will take up a huge portion of validating cross-border payments, especially over the long run. So the article went into initial depth and found that the deployment of blockchain networks will become increasingly more important in the settlement of cross-border payments. And furthermore, the article hinted to how cross-border settlement will enable stakeholders to leverage improved payment transparency and traceability, a critical advantage in the omni-channel payments market. So this means that the traceability and the transparency associated with payments will be a lot more fluid and a lot clearer through the utility of DLT. This is mainly due to the immutability provided by DLT and the blockchain nature surrounding DLT, where information can be stored without it being hacked, and such information can be retrieved quite seamlessly. And this is quite unique as compared to traditional ways of sending funds around the world, including remittances and cross-border payments. There's always a risk of information being hacked and information being stolen. So the Juniper report actually talked about how interoperability will become increasingly more important, especially among DLTs, and what this will mean for the wider industry. So within one section of the report entitled "What are Oracle's plans for interoperability between your Hyperledger Fabric blockchain and other DLT technologies?" So this segment of the article noted to how when it comes to cross-ledger integration, we have a certified partner solution, Overledger from Quant Network. So the mere mention of Quant in this development is quite exciting, and the fact that Oracle, which is the largest software provider in the world, harnessing the benefits Quant's utilities provide, especially Overledger, this is extremely exciting and bullish, where as far as I know, Overledger is used for the ability for Oracle's blockchain and the Ethereum blockchain to interact and interoperate. So this means that information and datasets native to these specific blockchains can interact and be passed between each other quite seamlessly. So very exciting, and it will lead to potentially another use case surrounding Quant's service. So this is another diagrammatic illustration of the leaders in software applications and also the leaders in the utility of blockchain innovations, where again Oracle is at the center, is an established leader within DLT opportunities and developments, and the likes of Oracle could become increasingly more important as time progresses within the DLT realm. And with Overledger and Quant being actively utilized by Oracle, this will have synonymous effects on Quant too. So this is, again, I know I always reference to this diagram, but I think it's really a good way of explaining Quant's use cases, including Overledger, and how Quant could be at the center of so many industries. It's got so much potential, and time will tell in regards to whether Overledger will be incorporated by the mentioned organizations and industries. But as I mentioned, the likes of Oracle and even big organizations including central banks have actually earmarked to the potential Quant offers, including Overledger. So you never know, some of these organizations may seek to utilize Quant's innovations, including Overledger, and again, this will only be good news for the utility of Quant and its services. So I'd also like to talk about Project Rosalind. I know I've spoken about this project quite often on this channel, but I think it's very important and it's very significant. So Danny Russell, who is quite big within the DLT realm, actually highlighted to the successes of Project Rosalind and how he hinted to how API gateways will become increasingly more important for CBDC transactions. So APIs are so important, especially when CBDCs become a reality, and the likes of Overledger could be the underlying asset and opportunity to allow CBDCs to interact. So another potential use case surrounding Quant's provisions. And so this article here from The Biz goes into a bit more depth about the significance of Project Rosalind and how it could improve the CBDC system protocol and what this could bring to central banks and even retailers for the long run. And Project Rosalind wasn't only limited to Quant, the Bank for International Settlement, or the Bank of England, where other big financial bodies and just general institutions were also involved in this initiative, including the likes of Amazon, the Bank of Canada, Barclays, MasterCard, the Central Bank of Hungary. So big institutions were involved in this initiative alongside Quant, Bank of England and the BIS. So very exciting, and it goes to show how effective Quant's use cases are, and it draws more eyes to Quant, as these mentioned organizations may see that Quant offers a lot of benefits, so they may choose to utilize Quant services into their own frameworks. So we already know that Amazon are already using Quant's Overledger, so you never know, more of these organizations may harness Quant into their own initiatives. So a lot of people get the idea that Quant is only used for financial developments, especially in regards to CBDC initiatives, but Quant is at the center of so many other initiatives, most notably within the supply chain, auditing, and even airline developments. So this is a very nice illustration again of how Overledger can function, and it also indicates to the underlying benefits Quant's utilities can lead to, including multi-chain applications, chain agnostic smart contracts. So this means that smart contracts native to one blockchain can be transported to another blockchain, so the smart contract can be used on a number of DLTs at a given time, even though the smart contract was initially created on a singular blockchain initially. And we've got interoperability. Again, Overledger is synonymous, and that's the main use case surrounding Overledger, providing interoperability between DLTs, not even just DLTs, just networks in general. So many use cases surrounding Quant, and time will tell in regards to whether these use cases become more integrated into the mainstream and whether more large organizations choose to harness the benefits Overledger provides. And finally, we have to end the video with this diagram again. So Quant is at the center of so many exciting initiatives, and it'll be interesting to see how these initiatives play out, and whether the likes of Quant and whether the likes of more central banks and more institutions choose to leverage Quant. But time will tell, and yeah, we'll see over the long run. What are your thoughts on Quant? Are you bullish on Quant's association and reporting by so many financial bodies around the world? Let us know your views in the comments below.